There. Just having a chat with Ben Gollings after that close match with the French they pulled out of the fire. I think he's finding something there. There's a real spirit with this team, but some inexperienced players and some unfamiliar territory. Last event out, they ended up 9th in Dubai, and you know, Fijian fans are not used to seeing that as they rebuild a little bit here.
No, they're not, and there's definitely a sense of pressure whenever you talk about Fijian rugby, from the media, certainly from their fans, who are just, well, more than passionate. It's up there with religion for them. So for them to be not where they want to be, it's difficult, and I imagine their conversations will take over everyday life for them. But this is a Fiji team who are happy when on a rugby pitch, and that's where they've got to perform.
Of course, Ben Gollings taking over from that highly successful British coach, Gareth Baber.
Yeah,
that's a joke, but obviously Ben Ryan guided them to their first ever gold medal. There is Ben Gollings, incredible record. Your old teammate.
Good. Yeah.
Rob.
Yeah, looking slightly svelte in that picture, slightly less grey as well. It might get a bit worse being a coach. The stress you file on the sideline might well be up there, but he's a fantastic player, wasn't he? Clearly, from his standings on the table, suggests he was a cut above everyone else, but it was the way he thought about the game that was really quite impressive about Ben. One of the real true sevens professionals. Many people finding a role in 15s as the sevens. He was out and out sevens, and that really proved to be creative for his career.
I remember him rolling up as an 18-year-old at Harlequins when I was down there with Zinzan Brook, head coach, kicking goals from both feet, from both sidelines. And sevens became his game, and there was not many better at it than him, and now he's passing it on to these Fijian lads. Good power, relentless pressure. Nanduvalu, another salute from him.
A bit of play acting in goal, threw me off there, Reece. Hopefully he was all right on the grounding, but it was from the restart, keeping hold of the ball. You go to your defaults, don't you, when there's a bit of pressure on your performance. Most teams would always think about being a bit more secure and a bit less risk averse. Not Fiji. They don't understand that concept. Everything's going to be a chance offload because they know how good they can be if it does come off. Nathunka getting that ball free, offload staying alive, that will be a stat to behold, because Japan actually lead the offload charts. The only downside is they also lead the error charts.
Nathunka, one of the 3 gold medalists in this team. Nanduvalu getting the try.
Backwards.
Backwards, you heard it, and straight up the middle. No response from the Japanese. Nanduvalu gets his second.
And this is the fear for the Japanese perspective, that if Fiji do get it right and get that confidence back in, it's going to be a procession of scores against them. Route 1, just 4 minutes into the game, 3rd try claim. Towering presence again. Talafolo will constantly be mentioned about his restart skill set, but it's how you react off the back of it. Who's going to be the first one to spot where the ball's bouncing, be ahead of that ball? And Andalova is clocking up quite a score, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and the Fijians benefiting as the extras are added. A couple of pre-Singapore events, the Fun Flavor Super 7 series, and then the Fiji Rugby Mini International Sevens, where New Zealand and Australia joined. So lots of preparation tournaments, and it's really paying off now. Although Japan do get a bounce here. That one's flipped out, a blind pass out the back door. Lots of options being offered. You hear the chat amongst the Fijians. It looks simple when they do it, and it's going to be simple in the end, but they really work hard for each other. That's a hat trick in 5 minutes. Nanduvalu, 3 and 5.
3 in 5. How about that for a stat? No wonder he's smiling. But it is all about points difference for Fiji now. Clearly losing the game, not something you want to do in a pool. But then it's going to mean it's going to come down to that pivotal 3rd column in the charts of how many points you can get. And at this rate, they are going to be putting a big old number on. I mentioned the average score, usually 36 points. It could well be more.
And just if you're new to the Hsbc World Series, there's 4 pools of 4. The top 2 in each pool go through to the Cup quarterfinals. So France and Ireland to follow after this match. And in Pool D, because they have that 1 loss, Fiji, they're trying to get a big result here. Points difference may come into it depending on what happens between France and Ireland. Minute to play here. And there's the pool table there. Rob, lots still to play for.
No, wait. Clear release.
Fijians guilty of not releasing the tackler. Finally some possession for the Japanese. Quick pick from the big man. Latianara.
Not on the ball. No. Not on the ball first, and after you go to the ball.
Here our French referee saying not on the ball. Yoshida with a hard carry. That one goes over the top. Makisa gets the right arm free, but it doesn't go to his teammate. Wow, this is a bit scary. Fiji in full flight, having fun. The crowd love it. That ball in one mitt out there.
Rocket the baby, Zua Vakarobili. When it comes to the error, you don't ever say don't try and make these offloads, but if you are speculating on the inside, your support's got to be there. It wasn't. Fiji possession going from 0 to 60 pretty quick. Ball kept alive, and Thunku there, he claims it. I love how the characteristics of these players are so different. Jerry Tuai, very similar to Thunku, with the rover in the middle, the kickstart, the goose on the outside, and then the big man out wide. Puts it in the paw and off he goes. Look at it, it's like a little peanut.
Vakarobili, one of the other gold medalists on this side from Tokyo. Traditional blue jerseys up against Japan. Fiji to kick off. That one finds the turf.
Backwards by the right.
Immediate pressure
Taking inside.
from Raturathiri. Referee's going to say it was carried over, so it'll be a scrum to Fiji.
Not for me.
That's not a bad way of starting the half, Reese, is it?
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely fine after like a greyhound on a track, chasing that rabbit. Net result is this where you are. A special moment for the man whose name we have referred to has been slightly different here, Kameli Ravuva Latinara. Started playing for Japan at 30, but very proud Fijian. Amazing story of where he came from, what he's done. Met his wife, moved to Japan, got the passport, and off we went. But I know his family looking on when they live in Fiji. Aroni, his father, playing lock forward, eh? How about that? I'd be proud of his son being a sevens player, imagine.
Yeah, fantastic. 38 years old. 24 World Series events to his name in the Japanese jersey.
Set.
But Latianara, as we now know, Sojima honoring that history. Between the legs, just because it's Fiji. Jerry Tuai, really the first time we've said his name because everyone else seems to be doing the damage. That's going to be easy. Raturathiri.
And it seems just that the man who chased down that restart like a rabid dog gets that score on the left that resulted from the pressure he put on. Do feel for Japan at this point because they are getting a backlash of the Fijian team that have not performed as they want to. And when they get it right, they're untouchable. They don't need massive amounts of possession. But when they get it, they are pretty efficient.
Well, 36 points efficient. They're everywhere. The Hsbc World Series would not be the same without the Fijian fans. I know we're up to my hometown, Vancouver, next week, and they lead the party there. It's just fantastic to see. Oh, and another bounce that goes Fiji's way. Raturathiri is having a second half to remember.
Well, isn't it just? That was some competition in the air. I think it was Saro. He got way up there. Swing and a miss. 6 arms on show, not one of them hits it. There's Latinara trying to get it back to his teammates, but that's really clever. It's head of the ball. Often try and protect that area in a defensive system because you know there's a chance that the ball's going to go backwards if your man wins it. But it's a pocket of space exploited perfectly by Raturathiri.
Low kick is good.
It's like a 3-iron.
So really going through the motions at the moment. 43 points up on the board. Another kickoff claimed by Fiji. So Fiji are going to end up for the moment on top of this pool with this result. Oh, the big right hand again. The left hand just dancing with the Japanese defender.
Zaku's so powerful. I remember seeing him play in Dubai thinking he was thicker around his middle than most people are around their chest. Really strong presence. You can see him loitering there in the background, claims that ball. Zaku, and then the 5-meter fend, keeping it going, driving him forward, enjoying every minute. It's like he's pulling a sled. Keeps that in that left hand, and then, oh look, there's the line. Job done. He is loving himself, isn't he?
Yeah, the 22-year-old made his debut in Dubai in 2022. Been rewarded with this Singapore event. Of course, the Fijian side not able to make the Spanish legs. 126 days with no sevens, and that's like a punishment for Fijians. It's like being in detention.
There'll be some sanctuary. You are banned from rugby for 126 days.
They've been in the cup final in 4 of the last 5 events here in Singapore. And they line up again to compete for the gold.
Well, we do like to keep an eye on the stats at the moment. They are poised to be breaking their record. 61 points is their margin. Another 7 on the way, you feel here. Bukayaro now getting his name on this ledger, which is becoming more of a scroll.
Yeah, and they are getting into some record territory here at 55 points up on the board. Their biggest margin of victory is 61 points back in 2000 against Japan in Paris.
Nice pickup, good pace. Adding his salute to the team as well.
Well, at least he legitimately can salute as an army man. Remember, the British Army a few years back was the most feared side as it was full of Fijians serving their time training in the UK.
The Albion team beat New Zealand as well in the domestic sevens tournament. Doesn't surprise me.
Well, here they go. That's going to do it. That is a record performance if they can keep Japan off the board.
Saro's been really committed at the restarts. That way he's been earning his coin with his arm like a windmill, but this time he's in support. Rathurati keeps that ball off the floor, and because Latinara had to bite in to try and assume there might be a breakdown, that is all the freedom he needs.
Well, great moment on his debut here, Saro. As for the Fire Sevens. Conversion's no good, but that 62 points is the biggest win ever over Japan. Their biggest win ever over anyone is 80 points against China, so don't know if they're gonna have enough time here, but look at that graphic. The timeline is favoring the men in blue.
More like a blockchain, that, isn't it? A constant procession of counts. Here we go again. Japan always spirited. They're going to try it. They offloads their game, but it's just the amount of errors and times they give away the ball.
Busy work from Japan. The gong sounds. Can they get something on the board? For the first time, they've run into each other, so the tackle's above the shoulder line.
Second hand above the shoulder. High tackle.
Well, it certainly will get a cheer, won't it, if they do try and have a crack to score here, and it'd be fitting if it were this man that did it.
Yeah, no quit here. We're into the red numbers.
No, hands.
Good discipline there from Fiji, just taking the hands off it. Happy to concede the possession to Japan.
No.
That's Nakagawa, brought down the captain off the bench. Fukushi pushes it wide.
Come back here, taking the scrum off.
Ramifications of this will be around France Ireland and the connotations of that scoreline. Get your calculators out. Around about 13 points as it stands. But it could well be more. Fiji get possession again.
Ireland, of course, have two wins, and here's the crowd. They'll let you know. Is he going to get there? Takano is just short.
Has to give that.
The whistle's gone. We're going to have a look upstairs.
Morally has to give that. You're allowed to reach as soon as your knee hits the floor. That's the tackle form.
We'll check that for you now.
One of your options as a tackle player is to reach out and score, so he's short here, but he's allowed to present the ball, pass it, or reach out and score.
Oh, he's lost it.
He's lost it.
He's lost his separation. Oh, no. What a shame. And that's an absolute moral destruction, isn't
Jeremy,
it?
no
Lost
try.
it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Lost the ball forward.
Okay.
Shame.
No try. Knock on. Yeah. I'm sorry because I thought he was under us. So I'm very sorry, Captain. So lost forward. Sorry, time is off.
Well, that'll do it, but the apology is because there could have been advantage being played, and Fiji may have scored at the other end to increase that points difference that Ireland have to go after in the next match. But right now, Fiji does the business in style, 62 points to 0 over Japan. Great sights here.